My name is Rick Pierce. I'm going to be your moderator for this evening. I'd like to thank Edgewood City Schools for opening up the building to us. And I'd also like to thank the City of Trenton and Prologis for taking the time to hold this public forum so they can answer all your questions that you have this evening.
I think I'm probably maybe 2 miles tops from where as the crow flies, from where this data center would be built.
What are some of your concerns with the data center coming in?
Well, everything I've seen online shows people unhappy about these things. There's the noise pollution of like a steady hum that is loud, and that's going to disturb, you think about never being able to have silence around your home. And then with the vast amount of water that's used for these things, that's a concern, and that chemicals would be put in, even if they recycle it to some degree, the chemicals could end up in the aquifer. And we all use the same aquifer. Trenton is hoping to sell water to this data center, but we all drink from the same aquifer. So if it's polluted, that's going to affect this whole area. The other thing is that people's electricity bills may well go up because the demand is shared by everybody. And I think that the company itself, the data center company, should bear the weight of that because they're the ones that are putting the strain on the infrastructure, not everyday people.
Can you explain what you hope might happen tonight?
Well, the city council has not been very responsive, and they're not listening and I feel like they could have done their own research and found out the things that I just shared. But I'm just hoping to hear from Prologis to see what they have to say for themselves.
Prologis cares deeply about connecting with the communities that we build in, and it's very important for us to hear concerns that community members may have. There's a lot of misinformation that's happening around the data center construction ecosystem right now, and it's very important for us to be able to share the truths that are out there about building these facilities and the positive impacts that they have on the communities in which they end up getting constructed in.
With feedback that you heard tonight, with questions that you heard, is there anything that you might be changing moving forward based on what you've heard from the community?
I think one of our goals as we continue to grow our data center portfolio is to engage with the communities as early as possible, to have the discussions in advance, right? We want to make sure we're very transparent at all times with any community that we're building in, whether it's an industrial warehouse or a data center.
And what do you think this data center can add to the city?
I think the biggest impact is, as I've mentioned, I've spent over 20 years working in the construction trades, and most recently joined the Prologis team. And the construction trades and the construction industry has provided everything for my family and my career. And my brother-in-law lives in Northern Kentucky. My grandfather was a plumber in Cleveland. And I can tell you here that their families, my family, are dependent on jobs in the construction projects just like this one. And it's going to serve tons of construction workers throughout the life of this project and also into operations with the jobs that it creates for permanent careers. We acquired this parcel. It's 145 acres. The land has received a zoning certificate. We have a permit for earth moving through Butler County. And we have just submitted for permits to go vertical construction for both the substation and Building 1. And we've also received a permit for foundation and underground works on Building 1. Part of the city zoning ordinances in the city of Trenton are to ensure that any project that gets developed is built in accordance with the sound standards that they provide. We have conducted a comprehensive third-party professional engineer sound study that was done for this parcel that assumes worst-case conditions and is shown to be in compliance with the City of Trenton's sound ordinances. As far as the water, part of the discussions with the city was the available surplus capacity that is the City of Trenton has. We'll be drawing from the City of Trenton water supply, and in fact uses a very effective cooling methodology that's extremely efficient to reduce the impact on that water. I think it's perfectly normal for folks to be concerned about things that they don't know a lot about. I think if we were to survey the audience, there's probably quite a few folks who've never been inside a data center or really understand what's in them. So it's perfectly normal to be concerned about things you don't understand or not familiar with. I've been building these for over 20 years, and many of them are located in a lot of communities, and they're just big gray boxes that people don't realize what's actually happening in them. And in reality, it's everything that we do online, from interactions with our health practitioners to depositing checks online to social media. All of those things are happening in a data center.